So how's everybody out there feeling after the fight of the century last weekend? Hey everybody, it's Ed the Trainer, and I can tell you for one that I didn't plunk down the $100 to watch. And I'll tell you why coming up on this week's Tips on Tuesday. So I realize that there are plenty of you that have no idea about the historic fight that took place on Saturday night. And if boxing isn't your thing, I get it. I understand. And I also know that we have quite a few EdTheTrainiacs out there who are boxing historians. And they wouldn't miss a fight of this perceived magnitude, as was Mayweather-Pacquiao. Regardless of your level of interest, there's one thing that's arguable to me. And the main reason that I no longer buy any of these fights. I'm just not sure that some of these guys, after a certain level of income, even care to put on the best possible show that they can. In other words, I think it's more common these days to see championship fights that are filled with referees breaking the constant clinches, or guys whose boxing looks more like somebody running on a treadmill. Now, before you kill me, I know I didn't watch the fight. But I know lots of people are saying that Mayweather put on a vintage display and Pacquiao held his own and that overall it was a great fight. In fact, I'll concede that. I won't even argue. It does sound like it was a great fight. And I'll watch it for free next week on Showtime when it airs again. But was it worth the $100 that the pay-per-view ticket cost everyone? Or the thousands of dollars that people spent for a seat in Vegas for this supposed once-in-a-lifetime event? You see, for me, and this is just one guy's opinion here, the sweet science in these types of fights seems to be more now about the science of selling rather than the science of boxing. Now, believe me, I've spent plenty of money over the years watching guys like Tyson, Holyfield, Lennox Lewis, Leonard, Hagler, etc. And in most cases, I'd say my entertainment money was well spent. But something happened in the late 90s and early 2000s with me. And it seems to me now that since the promoters and the boxers alike have mastered the hype machine that's required to boost these pay-per-view sales, it seems like the fight themselves seem to be less and less the news after the fight. For example, just this Sunday, of equal importance in all of the articles that I've read was the historic money haul. One article estimated that each fighter took home a share of about $138,000 per second in this fight. But Ed, why so salty? I'm really not. And if you've been following me for a while, you know that I'm all for these guys cashing in so long as people are willing to pay them. My concern, though, is those people willing to pay them. It's the consumer. And many of those consumers were voicing similar sentiments over social media. And this was during and after the fight. Some were dissatisfied and disillusioned. They wondered aloud whether or not their money was well spent. Now, think about your clients, business partners, or even your friends. What's their perception of you? Now, is your attitude more of a what's in it for them mentality? Or do you suspect that they avoid your calls? Maybe it's because they know that you're only calling them because you need something. How's your hustle? Is it slick or is it steady? There's a difference, you know. Do people appreciate and acknowledge your hard work? Or instead, do they run from you because they feel like they'll be worked hard? Anyone can sell someone once. So the challenge this week is to provide some value to your relationships, business or otherwise. Knock someone out with your kindness and generosity. And now, the question of the week. Tell me your favorite boxer or your favorite fight. I'll give you one of both for me. Favorite boxers, Mike Tyson, the last guy that I really felt was worth shelling $50 out to watch a fight. My favorite fight has to be an old one, but a great one. 1981, Sugar Ray Leonard versus Tommy Hearns. I'm dating myself a little bit here, but that's okay. As usual, we'll randomly select a winner from all of your entries at the end of business today. I really appreciate you watching today, guys. Have a great week, and we'll see you soon.